Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Bitcoin breaking out. We already tapped 65, almost 66,000 here this morning. So let's freaking go. New all-time highs in play. We're also going to be discussing BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, post-September's biggest daily inflow of over $180 million. They eating up that Bitcoin like there's no tomorrow. We'll also be discussing the Biden administration deliberately killed off Silvergate Bank to decapitate crypto. According to Nick Carter, I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be discussing NYC's pro-crypto mayor, Eric Adams, indicted on corruption charges. That's right. New York City Mayor Adams said he would fight the federal criminal charges with every ounce of my strength and spirit. We'll also be discussing PayPal enables business accounts to finally buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency. It's about time, PayPal. We'll also be discussing El Salvador's future lies in its Bitcoin reserves, according to Max Keiser and Stacy Herbert. Also be breaking down his $1 million Bitcoin price prediction, as well as the latest from this new article he was featured in. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much motherfucking more, in today's show. Welcome, crypto fan. What's crack-a-lackin'? JV live and in the flesh. We're streaming live on the X, the Rumble, and the YouTube. Make some noise. We up over 1,500 on the day. Shout out DNA. Shout out Greg. Shout out Diana. Shout out Dankness. Shout out Sailing, Fishing, Shooting Adventures. South Africa in the building. Please stand up. Shout out to the one and only Chandy 10 Music, the #1 Bitcoin music channel. Hands down. New all-time high coming by Monday, JV. Your poll is broken. I dig it, Ronan. And respect the pump. Shout out Abel Gonzalez. Good to see you, broski. What a great day. October around the corner. Well, we got 5 days left. And we out of the September bull or September. Let's see how the final week, where it brings us. We're also going to be looking at the latest TA here today. Welcome, y'all. Talent Bird. And please, fam, if you don't mind, smash the likes, subscribe to the channel, and repost and spread the word over on X.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating it. I waited all day, maybe I need a lie. But Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome, crypto fam. What's poppin'? Good to see everyone in the house. Bitcoin's doing its thing. Close to 66,000 already today. We're still up roughly 1,500 on the day. Bitcoin trading near 65 G's, baby, which is a line in the sand. Definitely a strong resistance. We need to flip to support. Hopefully we can do so and usher in price discovery where we left off back mid-March when we tapped 73.8. Shout out to the entire fam. Just FYI, you're going to notice the stream pinned at the top of my X profile. If you guys can all heart and repost with a quote or a comment on the stream, I promise to repost you back. I will shout you out during my live, and I will also follow you back. So that's my promise to you guys, because I appreciate it. I appreciate the disclaimer as well. This is not financial advice. Nothing you hear on the stream. The information presented to you here is from recent news articles and for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Dankness, for that one. Shout out Dubai. And hopefully everyone's safe in the line of fire with hurricane. Is it Helene? I know my family's out there in Florida preparing right now. I just saw some video footage. There's not even rain yet, and Tampa Bay is already like underwater. They showed one of the major highways 7 feet submerged in water. No rain. It's just an overflow from, I guess, the ocean or the bay. Pretty wild. So stay safe out there, family. Shout out Nicola. What's up, brother? Shout out Laura. Good to have you here. Always a pleasure. Shout out to all the mods. Always doing a fantastic job each and every day. We greatly appreciate you. Shout out Tim. Appreciate the repost. Kotzman. Thank you, Chandy, the one and only. Bitcoin Sovereign. Much appreciated, brother. You just followed me. Well, I just followed you back. Respect. Shout out Max Keiser, Stacy, Herbert. We're going to be discussing their latest story. They were just featured in the news as well. I'll be giving you the lowdown of what's crack-a-lacking over in El Salvador, Bitcoin country. You feel me? Good evening. And of course, we have the one and only Oracle here. Fam, I am listening. I just found out my godfather passed away. So sorry to hear that. Short coin. Sending my condolences. I know that's not easy at all. Good Lord. Prayers to you and your family. And thank you, Dankness, having a Helene party. That's right, Hurricane Helene party today. Chandy, thank you. She wrote the best Bitcoin pod is live now. I just reposted, and just as a reminder, proof of work. Anyone who reposts the stream, comments or quotes will get shouted back out and reposted, just as I did for Chandy and Dankness and JC and the rest of the fam here. We appreciate you. Hello from Montreal. Great PS. I am like you to be with all the PS I like, yo. Right on, Heidi. I appreciate your support as well each and every day. A lot of condolences here. Sorry for your lost short coin. Take care, fam, first. Bitcoin ain't going nowhere. That's right. Bitcoin will be here for the long haul. Well, after we're all gone, Bitcoin will still be thriving. Future generations, that's a fact. Sorry for your lost short coin. Yeah, that's never good when you get those dreaded phone calls. You know what I mean? I think we can all relate. A lot of crazy news out today, yo. I'll be discussing some of it. Mayor Adams was just indicted, allegedly defrauded $10 million in taxpayer funds, according to the indictment, which was just unsealed, I think, last night. So this is breaking news. We'll be covering some of Mayor Adams. Of course, the Bitcoin ETFs of BlackRock, unprecedented volume again, which is probably contributing to the price action doing what it does. MicroStrategy's up 44% in 20 days. Literally gained 11 billion in market cap. Now we're 33 billion. We're talking MicroStrategy, and guess what? Sailor's buying more, yo. He's buying more. About time. Bitcoin's going up. We've been waiting, yo. Gotta love Florida. Here you go. That's one of the roads. There's the guy is on a boat in the road. I like that one right there. That's pretty poetic. Hey, gotta love Floridians. Respect the pump and respect the hurricanes. You're going to see someone in a canoe in the street here in a second. Check that out. See the canoe? Riding boat. Nothing to see here. Just riding boats in the highway. Respect the Floridians. Respect the Trump pump. Look at that. Craziness. Anyways, guys, welcome everybody. Good to have you all here with us today. I'm going to check my X feed one more time and then we'll begin. School has started. That's right. Church is in session, LT. You know how we do. Just reposted your brother. Captain Milo wrote, let's freaking go. Best live crypto news moon soon. Send it. Just reposted your brother. But yeah, let's kick it off, shall we? I'm going to take a sip of this ginger drink, and then we'll get rolling here. All right, family. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash those likes. It's free to do so. Then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure to subscribe to the pod. Then hit the bell icon. Turn on all notifications. Today is pod episode number 1769. I'm your host, JV. It is Thursday, September 26th. Only a few days left till October, and we're already pumping. We already captured 65,000 earlier today. We're still up 1,500-ish at the time of the live stream. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. We're looking at Coin 360 here on your screen. Shows Bitcoin at 64,800, up 2.35% on the day. We have Ether up 3%, trading just under 2,700. But the majority of all the alts are actually pumping right now as that crypto market cap is increasing. And speaking of that crypto market cap, we're currently sitting at a 2.28 trillion market cap, total crypto. And the Bitcoin market cap's on the rise at $1.27 trillion. We got roughly 85 billion worth of volume, meaning volume's up 22%. in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance maintaining at 56.2%, with the Ether dominance at a solid 14%. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours, we got Sheeb up 20%, followed by Athena up 16%, followed by Wormhole up 14%. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the daily. Whoa, I like it. I'd say safe to say 95% of the market in the green. Send it. And zoom it out on the monthly. Get a broader perspective. Very similar. Maybe 92% of the market in the green. I dig it. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index today, we're dead in the middle of Little Italy. Little did we know that we riddle some middlemen who didn't do diddly. Rest in peace, big pun. We're dead in the middle. 50 neutral. Yesterday, 59. Last week, 49. And last month, 48. So there you go, yo. And checking out the time chain calendar, we have 187,017 blocks yet to go until the next halving. Scheduled to take place April 2028. We just had one back in April of this year. Now, checking out the current block height, we're at 862,983, and you can currently trade $1 for 1,544 satoshis. Again, $1 will get you 1,544 sats. So there you have it, yo. And welcome again, anyone joining the stream. We're live and in the flesh. We're streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Happy 420. We got 420 people on the stream. You got to dig it. October Exploder. I like that. October Exploder. Got a ring to it. Diana, JV lives in Puerto Rico. That's if I'm not an AI and if I really exist, Diana. But that's what they say. JV has family in Florida. That is right. I do got my closest family is all in Florida. I actually have cousins in the Panhandle, right around where the hurricane is going to hit. And I also have family in the Tampa Bay area. My family in the Tampa Bay area, I think, will be quite okay because the storm is west of where it's heading in the trajectory. So it's not directly going to hit Tampa, but Tampa area is going to experience some serious flooding, unfortunately. So that's the big issue on that side of Florida. But obviously, if anyone's in Tallahassee, that seems to be directly in direct target of where that hurricane is heading. So people got to be very careful out there in the Tallahassee area, especially, and those that live north in, Alabama, just north of there, that area. Yeah, I heard Michael Saylor is giving away free Bitcoin. No, I'm joking. Don't do it. Oh, yeah, you send him one, he sends you back two. He's incredible. How does that guy do it? Send him 5 Bitcoin, he'll send you back 10 the same day, according to the scam. But yeah, those are always scams, family. If it sounds too good to be true, it always is, 100% of the time. Make America Bitcoin again? Yeah. Orange pill in the masses there, Judson. You already know. Chandy says, for some reason, I feel October is mine. I was the only child, and my birthday is October 12th. That's right. So your birthday is in a couple of weeks. Nice. I love your idea. Libra justice in October, unless the election causes a slight delay. Those mofos, Kakarot. Make America Bitcoin again. I dig it. They're getting a pretty bad storm in the Tampa Bay area right now. Damn. Yeah, so I was speaking to my mom right before the call. It wasn't raining yet, but she's not exactly in Tampa. She's on the outskirts, maybe 30, 45 minutes away. But yeah, I would imagine the calm before the storm right now. No pun intended. Happy 420. It's 420 here. They're getting pretty bad. God bless everyone. I know. Sending prayers to everyone. Be safe out there, family. Happy early birthday, Chandy. Steve says 11/10/2000. Is that your birthday? The 10th. Nice. We are going to the moon next month, says Reginald. Well, let's go to the moon then, shall we?
Bitcoin, 60 G's, 60 G's. Buying opportunity for 5th level sexy G's. What do you think, JV? Oh, by the biddy, who cares about a roaring kitty? A boring kitty, not me.
I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey.
I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey, not for the weirdo Kit Kat kitty.
Shout out Chucho BTZ. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the follow. I am following you back. Just reposted you. Respect.
Cat, kitty cat, I'm for stacking the sats. Stack the sats. Ain't no thing, baby.
Shout out RL Sweezy, keeping it Sweezy. Just reposted, brother.
It's a chance to stack those sats.
A chance to stack those bitties.
Baby, you never heard about me with another coin. Bitcoin.
I got my mind on my Bitcoin and my Bitcoin on my mind. Rocktober, send it, Moonjumper. It's time. Bitcoin historic quarterly performance, quarter 4, October, December. Average 88 G's, median 56%, worst case end of the year 101K. To the next galaxy, infinity and beyond. Dub proof. Happy B-Day and unbay everyone. What's the unbay mean? Cape Town here. How's it doing? Welcome, Cape Town, representing. He is not our problem now. F the toe lover. Anyways, fam, welcome everyone on the stream. We already got over 500 people here, live and in the flesh. I appreciate everyone's support, all the reposts, all that good stuff. Bitstack P, appreciate it, brother. He put, get along, little doggies. Come hang with the best Bitcoin news. Appreciate it, bro. Just reposted you back. You know how we do. And let me just check. Let's see how many likes. We already got 14 hearts and 13 reposts. That's phenomenal numbers right there. Practically a flawless victory. So thank you guys for all the love. Much appreciated. And yeah, keep the comments flowing. And without further ado, let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. I'll even be pulling up some of the live charts. This headline reads, Bitcoin price 2-month highs. That's right, we just hit 2-month highs on a soft landing, but it may precede sub $60,000 dip, according to some of the analysts. That's right. Here you're looking at a 1-hour chart. Bitcoin tapped 65 G's after the September 26th Wall Street Open as the U.S. macro events fueled risk asset gains. Look at that big green candle, family, and I'll be pulling up the live charts here in a bit. Stay tuned. Trading View showed Bitcoin price momentum, delivering 65.5 on Bitstamp, its highest in nearly 2 months. Continued upside came as U.S. Treasury Secretary Miss Binance Janet Yellen boosted hopes that the Fed would achieve a soft landing on inflation. Whatever you say, Miss Yellen. Speaking to CNBC, she painted an optimistic picture of the U.S. economy, one that Fed Chair Jay Powell avoided in prepared remarks at the 2024 U.S. Treasury Market Conference at the New York Fed, quoting them here. As I noted when I spoke at this event in 2015, our nation's entire financial framework has been built around the ability to quickly and efficiently transform Treasury securities into cash liquidity. And Gary comes out of the woodwork. Did someone say securities? I said then that these markets need to keep functioning at a high level, and we all have a stake in making sure that they do. I remain wholly dedicated to that goal. Now, meanwhile, elsewhere, U.S. Q2 gross domestic product data came in line with expectations at 3%, while jobless claims fell slightly below anticipated levels. And the S&P set a new intraday record high on the day, continuing a rally that gathered pace after Powell announced the first interest rate cuts in 4 years on September 18th. That's right, they just reduced rates half a point, which is 50 basis points. And I heard China is doing something similar. Now, commenting trading resource, the Kabisi letter pinned the reason for the latest gains on China. Speaking of China, which itself announced various fiscal stimulus moves this week as well. Are they working in cahoots or something? This is only the beginning, it wrote in part of a dedicated thread on X. Now let's discuss possible retracement and targeting Bitcoin back down to 57,000. According to SKU, here's what they wrote. So given the large gap now, would want to see more structure develop or a nice consolidation before continuing higher. The bad outcome would be a full retrace with weakness, and I think they're going to reference the I think maybe a gap here, $62,000 level. They show in the bid liquidity currently at. And we also have Whale Panda said that more time was needed to be convinced of the Bitcoin price strength, noting the major options expiry due September 27th, which we know is tomorrow, Friday. Quoting him here, Bitcoin being above 65,000 ruins a lot of the lower highs forever. I do expect this to be a struggle, though, since tomorrow is a large quarterly options and futures expiry. So anything happening in the next 24 hours, just noise, according to the analysts. Meanwhile, another one, Justin Bennett, Nonetheless, goes further, warning a return below 60,000 was still possible, quoting him here. This isn't confirmed yet, but the conditions favor sweeping the 58,000 longs before targeting 68 to 70,000. Liquidity and validation on a sustained break above 65 G's, baby. So let me know. Do you think we'll likely retrace or continue to bust out towards price discovery? You let me know and I'll read your comments out loud. Now let's check out some of the live charts, fam. This is live and in the flesh via TradingView via Coinbase. You should be able to see cleanly on your screen. This is the 1 hour chart. We do have a nice little rectangle formation you can see formed, but we also have a very bullish target sitting just shy of $67,000. So let's freaking go. And so only a bullish target on the 1 hour. I mean, look at that 1 hour candle. We had that big fat one earlier today, which sent us to where we're currently at. And we'll zoom out some. We'll check out the 4 hour chart. Again, live and in the flesh, family. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure to share it. Spread the word. Holla. We appreciate it. We do have that blue target right here sitting at 81.3 on the 4 hour chart. And we do have a bottom target sitting all the way down at 39. You know what I mean? And zooming out from there, we'll check out the daily. And the daily chart shows us a rising wedge formation. Definitely bullish there. Pretty lit. You can see that staircase has been climbing. We do have some bottom targets that need to be on your radar. We do have a 47.7 target as well as a bottom target in the green. You can see on your screen sitting all the way down at 39.2. And from the daily, we'll check out the weekly, and then we'll go to the monthly. The weekly still has the sexy cup and handle pattern sitting at 124.4. Por favor. Can we hit this Q4 of this year, sometime between October and December? You let me know, because that's my actual target for this year, is the height. For not the cycle, but for the year. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and let me know. And zooming out on the monthly. Let's check it out and get a broader perspective here. Again, live and in the flesh. We had like 6 months of sideways trading action, but before that, we had 6-7 months of green consecutive monthly closes. Do you think this month of September will end up being a September or a September before we enter October? Let me know, family, and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome, everyone joining the stream. Already 800 people here live and in the flesh. So let's freaking go. The past Tuesday, China lowered too, so the Fed and most central banks have lowered. The M2 global liquidity is growing at a rapid pace. Bitcoin exchange supply dwindling to the all-time lows. Takeoff time, broski. I don't think Bitcoin will test below 60 again. If it does, I'd be ready to go all in. As if we didn't go all in years ago, brother. The Streamlabs back at it again. Young Dolph verdict about to be heard. Definitely going to be guilty. I watched some of the trial. I think there's only been a few days, but they straight up, I think the best friend ratted on the entire thing. So they're done. They're screwed. I'm going to assume the verdict will be life in prison. Anyways, idiots. I think they murdered someone for $800. How stupid are you? They're like, they promised to pay $40,000 after the murder was complete. How much did you get up front? $800. You got suckered. And now you're going to spend the rest of your life behind a prison cell for being an idiot and taking someone's life. Sad world we're living in, family. It's incredible. People don't value people's lives, unfortunately. And that's the problem. 67 tomorrow. Send it, Ricky. Yeah, absolutely. I hope that for you too. I hope to make it to the 60, but do have good genes. My great-great-grandma, 107. Wow. Now we have a lot to live up to there, Chandy. My papa, 96, God bless him, is still gardening and died in his sleep. Wow. Phenomenal. To live to 100, what a gift. Even to be in that ballpark, incredible. Here's one. Over $5 billion in Bitcoin open interest hit Binance 2 days ago. Come to your own conclusions. Tornado just out the Daytona Beach, all the way to the other side of Florida. No, there's already tornadoes forming. Good Lord. Get your Bitcoin off the Coinbase ASAP. Precisely. Shout out Barack Monfils Evangelista. Where you been? Good to see you back, family. Missed you. Welcome, everyone joining the stream. I see we got over 800 people here live and in the flesh. Keep showing this. It's hilarious. This is in Florida, family.
Got my mind on my Bitcoin.
And my Bitcoin on my mind. 6 60 G's, 60 G's. Shout out Diana. I appreciate the repost. Anyone who reposts the stream again with a quote or a comment is getting reposted live and in the flesh. I appreciate the kind words. Best show in the tube. Thank you. Thank you. High Priority Network. Appreciate you too. He wrote, stay informed. Watch Crypto News Alerts live right now. Just reposted Dabrowski. Shout out DNA Noonan.
Buying opportunity. Bitcoin.
Jay is live. He knows his BTC shiznit. Thank you, brother. And shout out Guido. I appreciate it, Guido. And DNA. You guys are the bomb diggity.
But I don't sweat it because it's just pathetic to let it get me involved in that sell on the dip crowd, sell on the dip crowd, dip sell, dope sell, no sell, no Bitcoin sell. I'm no sellout. Bitcoin.
Stacking BTC. You know how we do. Anyways, fam, lots to share. Let's get into the news and the headlines, shall we? Here we go. This headline reads, BlackRock Bitcoin ETF post September's biggest daily inflow of over $180 million. Not too shabby for a daily worth of volume. You know what I mean? Check this out. The world's biggest asset manager, Larry Fink's BlackRock, attracted 184.4 million inflows September 25th yesterday for the spot Bitcoin ETF, marking the month's highest daily inflow of any fund. The Bitwise Bitcoin ETF, BitB, was the only other fund to see inflows on September 25th, pulling in a modest 2.1 million, while Fidelity's Wise Bitcoin Origin Fund and ARK21 shares, ARK-B, had outflows of 33.2 milli and 47.4 milli, respectively, according to The Far Side. Y'all remember the comic series The Far Side back in the day? That's what I think about every time I see that, but nonetheless, I digress. So yeah, BlackRock's post largest daily inflow of September right here. BlackRock's iBit had led September with the largest daily inflow of 184.4 million, while FBTC, the funniest ticker name, by the way, FBTC, and ARK-B trail behind with 102 million and 99 million on September 13th, respectively, as outlined right here in the green. Now, for the fifth consecutive day, the total cumulative flows into the spot Bitcoin ETFs were positive, amounting for almost $500 million over the period. The streak follows the Fed's much anticipated decision to implement the 50 basis point rate cut, which is a half a percentage point, a move for the crypto industry they've been eyeing throughout 2024. And again, they haven't cut rates since 2020, so it's been a long time. And following the September 18th decision, Bitcoin reclaimed 60 G's, a level it hadn't seen since August 30th, yo. Now, CryptoQuant founder and CEO opined that the increase in demand for the spot Bitcoin ETF is a crucial reason why the U.S. is regaining dominance into Bitcoin holdings compared to the rest of the world. As he shared here on X, the U.S. is regaining dominance in Bitcoin holdings. Its ratio compared to the other countries is rising, driven by the spot Bitcoin ETF demand. Only known entities are included. Now, on September 23rd, as reported, BlackRock filed for the amendment for its Bitcoin ETF, following widespread investor concerns over ETF custodian Coinbase's on-chain settlement practices. BlackRock's amendment requires Bitcoin withdrawals within 12 hours from Coinbase, and increasingly, investors have been asking Coinbase to provide on-chain proof of the Bitcoin bought on behalf of the spot ETFs, and we want proof because we don't trust these mofos. What if they just have paper Bitcoin, aka IOUs, and don't actually have the underlying asset? We got to hold them accountable some way, somehow. So we shall soon see. But anyways, I don't think the ETF demand is going to slow down at all. I think it's about to continue to go parabolic, unprecedented levels we have never seen before. And keep in mind, this cycle has been driven by the institutional FOMO, something which wasn't even existent in crypto until January 11th of this year. So you already know, yo. 184 million pocket change for the rock. Exactly. We're talking like an $11-12 trillion asset manager. Good point. Reposted. Thank you, Saga Alpha Club. Much appreciate the share, brother.
Roger out.
And thank you, Chandy, for reposting DNA Noonan. She wrote, DNA, it's absolutely correct. Crypto News does know his Bitcoin shiznit, and he makes it fun. He orange pill me. Look out. Thank you, Chandy. Appreciate it. And you guys remember to subscribe to the #1 Bitcoin music channel, Chandy 10 Music. You'll find it over on the tube. And Chandy, always feel free to drop your links in the live chat, and especially the brand new video we dropped, or I should say you dropped it, which is incredible. We're going to play it again later on the stream. We played it and premiered it yesterday. Everyone loved it. It's called Sage Bitcoin Advice. It's really good. And you can find that on our channel right now, fam. High Priority Network, thank you, family. Just reposted that as well. Just going through and appreciating all the love. We already have over 1,000 people on the stream, which is phenomenal. So thank you guys. And be safe, yes, and hydrate. I'm getting hydrated because I had a thing of coffee. I just got back from the barista. I filled up my cup of coffee. Now I'm sitting on some ginger. One of my favorite drinks here. Not a sponsor of the show, just a good drink. But it's only 1 gram of sugar. I don't like drinks heavy in sugar. There's only 1 gram in this drink, but it tastes phenomenal. It's like all the good stuff. Ginger, lemon, pineapple, cayenne pepper, and it puts a fire in the belly. So if you're a Bitcoin dragon, I'd expect nothing less from you. Just saying. What's going on, Overkill 007? iBit and FBTZ, they hold $35 billion worth of the biddy. However, Coinbase is iBit's custodian. FBTC, oh, that's right. Fidelity does self-custody their biddy. BlackRock uses Coinbase, and the majority of the asset managers also using Coinbase as a custodian. Accurate. The Bitcoin storm is heating up. Stay safe in the storm. Amen. I remember Kansas. It's a bit scary when you can see it coming towards you. That's right. And just FYI, tomorrow there's not going to be a stream at 4. I don't honestly even know if I can stream tomorrow due to my schedule. But if I do, it's going to be a weird hour we've never done. It might be 5 p.m. or it could be like freaking 10 a.m. I honestly don't know because I got a hectic schedule tomorrow. And I'm trying to sort it out already. So FYI, more than likely not going to be streaming at 4 tomorrow. It's either going to be super early or later than usual if I can make it happen. So if you don't see me, don't panic. Sometimes, I do the best with the cards I'm dealt here, family. Coinbase, word up. Do you ever do TA? Yeah, every episode we kick it off with a market watch, and then we do TA, and I also pull up the live charts. Every show. So the beginning of the show, we do that, and then we get through all the news stories and headlines, and then the end of the show, we do a full hour uncensored for the extended version of the pod where we speak about anything you guys like, anything that's on your mind. But let's keep it moving. Our next story, we discussed the ETF inflows, which are massive. Now let's discuss this war on crypto, which Nick Carter points out. Biden administration deliberately killed off Silvergate to decapitate crypto. According to Nick Carter, that's right. The former crypto-friendly bank Silvergate likely would have survived had it not been forced to voluntarily liquidate their assets by United States regulators trying to decapitate the crypto industry. Industry executive claimed, quoting Nick Carter here, "I believe Silvergate could have survived this drawdown and was on path to do so," said Nick Carter of Castle Island Ventures. He cited Silvergate's bank's recently bankrupt filing, and conversations with sources revealed that President Biden's administration told the bank it must cap crypto deposits at 15% or face consequences. What's up with that, Mr. Gensler? Anyways, for Carter, this information reinforced that Operation Choke Point 2.0 is real, a term he coined in March of 2023 to describe a rumored coordinated effort to discourage banks from holding crypto or banking crypto firms during the March 2023 banking crisis. All makes sense to me. Quoting them here, the government's desire to decapitate the domestic crypto industry through convert rulemaking aimed at crypto-focused banks, both initiated and worsened the banking crisis of 2023. That's when we had the regional banking crisis, y'all remember? The largest since the great financial crisis in 2008, which led to the inception of the Genesis block of Bitcoin on January 3rd of 2009. That's the silver lining of it, at least. Digital asset companies rely heavily on the banks to accept deposits, enable on-ramps for customers, and pay the expenses. Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank, the former banking partners of venture capital firms Andreessen Horowitz and Pantera, were two other crypto-friendly banks that closed in early 2023. Is it just a coincidence, or were they targeted? Carter wrote that the banks face inordinate pressure from the Fed Deposit Insurance Corporation, known as the FDIC, and U.S. senators such as Elizabeth Warren, a.k.a. Pocahontas, who demanded details on their relationship with their former banking client FTX. A Silvergate insider told Carter the firm had to comply with a 15% rule or surrender. Quoting them here, they have 8 million ways to shut us down any way they want. When they say you got to do something, you do it. The caps were never publicly discussed or formally opposed as a rule. But when your primary regulator threatens you, you comply or go to jail, right? Carter said that Silvergate's decision to voluntarily liquidate rather than entering the FDIC receivership was also sus. Something Carter found has only happened a handful of times over the last 3 decades. Quoting him here, it's truly a rare thing. In fact, a source told me that when Silvergate leadership expressed its intention to voluntarily liquidate the bank, their California regulator, having no experience with the procedure, was completely unsure of even how to proceed. It's that rare, right? Now, how rarely banks choose to voluntarily liquidate is further evidence that Silvergate was ultimately killed by a regulatory mandate, not the bank run it suffered, he said. The balance sheets of crypto firms recovered strongly when the markets rebounded in the back half of 2023 into this year, which further led Carter to believe that Silvergate would have survived. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. Quoting him here, if the 15% limit hadn't been imposed, Silvergate would be thriving right now. A person familiar with the matter told Carter, which he agreed with. Carter acknowledged Silvergate wasn't completely innocent. He suggests it could have tightened up its money laundering controls and identified the FTX improper transfers much earlier, as he shared here. But that doesn't mean it deserved to be harassed out of existence. Carter's report comes as Vice President Harris said she wants to use the U.S. to remain dominant in blockchain. Sure you do, Harris. Artificial intelligence and other nascent technology industries. Take anything any politician says with a grain of salt, but I'll leave it at that. What are your thoughts surrounding Silvergate Bank? Do you think that was an orchestrated attack on crypto, as Nick Carter is suggesting? Holla at your boy, and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome everyone just joined the stream. We got 1,200 people here live and in the flesh. You got caffeinated JV sipping on the ginger. And I ain't talking about ginger ale. I'm talking about the ginger that puts the fire in the belly to ignite the fire for the Bitcoin Dragons 2024. This is our year. Please do repost the stream, family. It's appreciated. You're going to catch me live on all the platforms, and we got a lot yet to share. Come on, 65. Yeah, we already tapped 65.5 a little earlier, so we got to stay above it. We need to flip that resistance into a support, and then we can continue, where we left off mid-March. Price discovery, you already know. Let's go. The music was for your ideas. The book cover referring to the new book from Dankness. Nice. I have the first book set, and I think the rest of them will be epic. Nice. Silvergate, Silicon Valley Bank, Citadel, Signature Bank, all crypto to fiat gateways, all slammed like Onyx. Dun dun dun. Let the boys be boys. Just slam. I'm a B-boy, standing in my B-boy stance. Herbert with the microphone before I bust my pants. You feel me? Shout out Sticky Fingers. Hi from Santa Barbara. Shout out Moonstone. Love it. Love it. Santa Barbara love for you. I remember visiting the pier in Santa Barbara quite often, as I used to live out in Solvang. My thoughts on Silvergate is maybe P.H. Collins is really Satoshi, which is why he named it the Genesis block. Also could be Moses. Moses, huh? 69 G's, anyone?
We've been climbing, aim for $1 million climaxing, never stopping. Bitcoin is rising. We already hit 67K, and now we're aiming up, at that 69 sweet G spot, rocket ticking off. Everybody knows it's the magic spot. Watch how it goes when we hit the 69.
Shout out Charlene as well. She just did a comment on the stream. I'm going to read it because it has my favorite president on there, Nayib Bukele. I'm going to read it. Nayib Bukele says, W.I. Salvador believed we shouldn't wait for other countries to save us or that other nations should give us our own freedom. We understand we need to have the courage to break these chains and reclaim our own legitimate right to be free. Very powerful words from Bukele, and I recall the speech he recently just gave, speaking those powerful words. So shout out El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, and thank you, Charlene, for the the repost or the comment. Much appreciated. Thanks for your support. JV ruined the joke, though. Greg saying instead of Phil. You know why? Sometimes the orange border cuts off the words I'm looking at on the screen, and I have to guess with what some of the words say. So sometimes I mess that up. My apologies. Thank you, Adam Taylor. Appreciate the repost, broski. Just reposted you. Let's see how many total reposts we're up to here on the X feed. We do got over 1,000 people already on X, a couple of hundred people on the Tube. We're also live on the Rumble. We already got 25 hearts and 23 reposts. You guys are the bomb diggity. So thank you guys very much for all the support. JB, do you know how Finney was from Santa Barbara? I had no freaking idea. Wow. I didn't know that. Moonstone. A lot of great people, Santa Barbara. Hal Finney is the OG of OGs, I think credited with the very first Bitcoin transaction. Correct me if I'm wrong. And some would say that he was Satoshi. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on that, family? And rest in peace to Hal Finney. Just woke up. How many countries have the IMF freed versus enslaved? I don't think they have freed any countries, to my knowledge. How many have they enslaved? Every single one, minus now El Salvador, who said, F the IMF, we gonna be okay. Yeah, Hal from 2001. Bukele and Charlene, love them both. Stack the sats. Yeah, yo, gotta stack the sats. But let's continue with where we left off here in the news. We discussed the Biden administration war on crypto, which is definitely no coincidence. Now let's discuss breaking news with Mayor Adams. New York City mayor just got indicted. They just unsealed the indictment, and he's facing some serious charges. So let's break this one down as we continue to pump it up. Headline here reads, New York City's pro-crypto mayor Eric Adams indicted on corruption charges. I'm starting to think, is it even possible to be a mayor or a major political figure and not be corrupted? Things that make you go, Anyways, New York City Mayor Eric Adams was indicted following a federal corruption investigation, becoming the first mayor in the city's history to be charged while in office. Typically, these mayors end up getting arrested after their term, but he was actually still serving, which is interesting. Even the city I live in Puerto Rico, the former mayor of the city I live in was more recently also arrested for fraud or whatever crimes he committed. So that's why I'm like, is every mayor corrupt? Good Lord. But anyways, Adams' indictment remains sealed. I think they just unsealed it. So this story may have been from yesterday. So I read this morning they unsealed it. But anyways, reading this particular story, it says it remains sealed and is unclear what the charges. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just updated it and they announced the charges. I was hoping this article would break all that down, but it is what it is. He will likely face the court today. I think he already did, when the indictment will be unsealed, and it already has because I already read it earlier. In the statement to the New York Post, Adams said he would fight to prove his innocence. Well, good luck with that one, brother. You're going to need it. He shared here, I always knew that if I stood my ground for New Yorkers, and maybe one of you guys can just pull it up, what were the actual charges in the indictment? And I'll just read that when I'm finished reading the story here, and then we'll read you what the indictment shared. If I am charged, he says, I am innocent, and I will fight this with every ounce of my strength and spirit. And I think very shortly after he made that announcement is when they released the indictment and unsealed it, ironically enough, right? Adams said he would not step down as mayor. Well, if they force you to, brother, you're kind of forced to. Even if he were to be charged, despite calls from his resignation from other senior U.S. lawmakers, including Alexandria Cortez. Adams has been a longtime proponent for the crypto and Bitcoin, taking his first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin and Ether, and promising to make New York the center of the crypto industry when he was elected mayor back in 2021. So has it been 3 years? The charges come following the November 2023 FBI investigation where the agents raided his home. There's also a lot of footage with him and Diddy. Things that make you go, And you remember, let me just just talk to you guys here, and you guys can let me know what the indictment, now that it's been unsealed, what the charges were. But it's actually quite hilarious. You know how they seize thousands of bottles of baby oil from the Diddy residence? And then they asked Diddy's lawyer the other day, why did Diddy have thousands of bottles of baby oil? What? And then the lawyer's like, he's an adult and he has every right to have as much baby oil as he wants. And besides, he lives next to a Costco warehouse and he would just order large shipments. And then Costco responded today to clear the record. They're like, we didn't get any shipments of baby oil to Diddy's houses. Just FYI, for the record. So it's like hilarious. Anyways, let me know what the charges are, and I'll read those out loud. I know you guys can find it because it was all over X earlier because I actually shared it with folks I know. So if you guys can't find it, I can probably just pull it up. I'm mad at you. And in other just random news, this one is actually sad. Very sad. Only at Disney, though. So if you ever go to Disney, don't try this. I'm going to read you the story. A Disney mom is under arrest after convincing the ticket staff her daughters were under 3. And it's very obvious they're not under 3. They're probably like 6. But she wanted free tickets. And then the police took her and arrested her right in front of her kids and kicked them out of the park. This is crazy. So it's like, imagine going to Disney. You got your Disney ears on. Your kids are like, Mama, what's going on? And now you're under arrest for trying to get some free tickets versus just buying the tickets. That is totally random, I know. Nothing to do with Bitcoin here, but sad. Nonetheless, very sad. JV can't pay for everyone's. I hope anyone got that. 7 of his appointees quit. Are we referring to Mayor Adams? 100K party is bring your own baby oil or bring your own Bitcoin. One of the two. JV, love your impersonations. See, I must unconsciously impersonate people. I don't even know what impersonation I did because I don't intend to do one. So it's kind of just funny how that works. He must have studied the mayors of Chicago. Word up. Fire, No Hair, Gare, Bear, Gensler. Bring your own baby oil, yo. You got to bring your own. I'm not supplying it. Baby oil's poisonous, just like most Johnson & Johnson products. Allegedly, I've seen so many studies that baby powder causes cancer, baby oil causes cancer. Allegedly, every Johnson & Johnson product is causing. You feel me? So be careful out there. Only in Florida. Only in Florida, brother. It's like the kids are clearly 6 or 7 years old. They're under 3. That's so sad. Gotta have been Bitcoin all-time high options as September. Come on, man. I thought the 100,000 party would be somewhere to buy your own drinks. Yeah, so we haven't planned the location yet. That's yet to be determined. But it could be obviously at a bar and you can just buy drinks. I'm not supplying people with liquor and alcohol. I don't have the license to do so. So that's not happening. It's going to be at probably a very upscale place where you can buy anything you want. So bring your own baby oil. Maybe they don't sell that here. I don't know. He turned against Kamala. Are you referring to Mayor Adams? That why they're going after him? That is why he was indicted. But if anyone actually has the list of the crimes from the indictment, let me know. So I saw it earlier and I just can't find it. So otherwise, no worries. Okay. When we were at Disney, it was them getting out of the wheelchairs and running down the fast lane. I bring 100 bottles of baby oil, I might make me stand out a bit. Well, I'll tell you this. Diddy was never ashy. Ashy Larry, remember the Chappelle skit with his homie, Ashy Larry? I forgot the comedian's name. Diddy's never ashy. Plenty of baby oil. JV, it's going to supply the Bitcoin vibes. Yeah. I'm going to supply the vibes. I like that. That's pretty much it. Bring your own condoms. Condominiums. Maybe Diddy is Ashley. Who's Ashley? You got to clue me in here, guys. I'm lost. I miss a lot of the comments as I'm reading the story, so I have no idea sometimes what you guys are talking about. So I don't even know who Ashley is. But anyways, I keep going back to the Florida freaking canoes and the highways. I mean, craziness going on in this world right now. Elon Musk is suing Sam Altman for driving around a $4 million Koigzeneg. I don't know how to pronounce the name of that car, but that was big news the other day. Sam Altman is now worth like $150 billion, apparently, allegedly. Now that OpenAI is no longer a non-charitable company or something like that, they switched it, and now he's like one of the wealthiest people in the world. And he was on a podcast not long ago. I don't care about money. And now Rogan's like, you don't care about money? You're driving around a $4 million car. What a scam artist there. Meanwhile, how many irises has he scanned for WorldCoin? Yeah, I mean, that's actually quite funny. 50 million nonprofit injection from Elon. Whoa. Craziness, show. Craziness. But sick whip. Definitely a sick whip for 4 milli. Quite a bit of bitty. But anyways, no Diddy. You feel me? Ride the wave, my friend. Max was the first GOAT. The greatest of all time. But anyways, let's continue where we left off. Let's discuss this PayPal business now allowing crypto, and then we'll discuss the latest from Max Keiser. It was just recently featured in a major, basically like a news, I don't know if it's even a newspaper, but magazine, whatever it is. But anyways, let's dive deeper into this PayPal headline. Give me a second to pull it up. So yeah, PayPal enables business accounts to buy, sell, and trade crypto. How many of you use PayPal to buy crypto? I don't recommend it, but nonetheless, let's break this one down. In a September 25th announcement, payment giant PayPal, I'll tell you this, just like the Jizza said, Tommy ain't my motherfucking boy. You remember Tommy Boy Records? I'll say this. Pay ain't my motherfucking pal. Revealed that, and also JPal ain't my motherfucking pal. Revealed that PayPal business accounts now have the ability to buy, sell, and trade crypto directly from their PayPal accounts. The new functionality will be available across the U.S. and all U.S. merchants, except those in New York. Why does New York have the most unfavorable regulations when it comes to anything to do with money? It just sucks up in New York. I don't get it. Anyways, Jose Ponte, the senior vice pres of blockchain, crypto, and digital currencies at PayPal, had this to say about the new feature. Business owners have increasingly expressed the desire for the same crypto capabilities available to the consumers. We're excited to meet that demand by delivering this new offering, empowering them to engage with digital currencies effortlessly. Laura, it's going up forever. Meanwhile, merchants using the service will also have the option of withdrawing their digital asset to external wallets, about time, or colder forms of storage for added security. That's kind of funny. Colder forms of storage. PayPal enters the stablecoin game as well. In August of last year, PayPal launched PYUSD. Their stablecoin, the PayPal US dollar stablecoin, was issued by Paxos and is fully over-collateralized, meaning the stablecoin is backed by the US dollar deposits and short-term cash equivalents. PYUSD is fully redeemable at a 1-to-1 ratio with the US dollar. Yeah, yo. The payments company later expanded PYUSD to the Solana network, citing Solana's significantly lower transaction costs. PayPal hopes that these lowered costs will encourage the use of PYUSD for the smaller purchases, such as coffee or lunch at a restaurant. Typically, smaller purchases are prohibitive on lower throughput blockchains that come with the higher fees and the slower finality times. To put that into perspective, a transaction on Solana could be as low as 0.0025. It's like a fraction of a penny. But transactions on Ethereum can cost double-digit figures. I remember those days. I remember seeing gas fees as high as $500 to send $10 worth of Ether back in the good old days, especially during times of network congestion. And as a bonus, PayPal announced the PYUSD on Solana would feature confidential transactions. Let me just tell you this. Nothing related to PayPal is confidential, family. I mean, come on now. But anyways, a method of obscuring the payment, so they say. Trust nobody, verify everything. More recently, PYUSD has grown to $1 billion market cap, but still lags behind Tether, which is like probably 120 billion. Yeah, 118 billion market cap. And Circle USDC has a 35 billion market cap. All I know is this. I do not trust PayPal. I've always hated and despised PayPal, and my mind hasn't shifted since then. Back in the day, as an affiliate marketer, I needed to accept payments to sell products as an affiliate, etc. I'd always have issues with PayPal. You know what they would do? They'd freeze your account for 6 months and you're not able to withdraw any of your funds. And they would say, oh, too many transactions, red flag. Now you can't touch your funds for 6 months. So I have no trust for PayPal. As I said earlier, Pay is not my pal, not my pal. I don't recommend them. And if you're going to use them to do something crypto related, send your crypto immediately to your cold storage wallet or forever hold your peace. Because just as they used to freeze my account for 6 months for just retarded reasons, they can probably do the same to you. But just make it very clear, they are enemies of mankind. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? They're not the good guys. And they definitely are entering crypto because they don't want to be left behind, not because they love Bitcoin. In fact, I dare say they probably despise Bitcoiners and they just want your Bitcoin. There, I said it. I don't like PayPal. Never will. So be careful out there. Conspiracy to commit. I've read some of the crimes that were committed. Let me go in here. Thank you for Mayor Adams. You got some answers here. 5 charges, says Mark. 1, conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Number 2, wire fraud continued or count. 3 and 4, solicitation and contribution by a foreign national count. And 5, bribery. And here's my understanding of the law. Every human being on the planet breaks the law. And if they don't like you, you're going to go to jail. That's what I've discovered. What have you figured out about our judicial system, family? So if you're an enemy, you piss off the wrong person, all of a sudden you're categorized there with Diddy. Sorry. Welcome to America. That's how it seems to me. I could be totally wrong, but I'm just an observer. Yes, they kept 10,000 for 6 months because they were suspicious of me. Yeah, so it'd be like, oh, JV, you had 50 transactions this month. Red flag. That's too much. I'm affiliate marketing. I'm trying to sell products, you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I know that feeling, Johnny. That's why I'll never do business with those who did dirty business with me in the past. That's just how I am. You know what I mean? Fool me once, fool me twice. What Bush say? Fool me, can't get fooled again. Let's get 6,000 daily upswing for the next 5 days. Billowette, send it, brother. How many Bitcoin do you think would make someone rich if they were to retire in 5 years? What's your definition of rich? I know people where if they had $100,000, they're rich. I know people that would need $1 million to be rich. I know others that would need 10 million to be rich. I know others that would need 100 million to be rich. And I know others that don't need any money to be considered rich because they perceive richness as a good, stable mindset and love. You know what I mean? So define rich. Define rich. And then there's people I know, unless they have billions of people I personally know, if they didn't have billions of dollars, they wouldn't be rich. And then you get to a certain point where actually these billionaires actually own nothing. So it's true to say they have nothing because people with wealth don't own anything. They just control things. True wealth owns nothing, but controls a lot. You starting to see what I'm saying? So typically, it's the poor people pretending to be rich that will brag about how rich they are because they don't have wealth and they just want to act like they're wealthy. Keeping up with the Joneses. Great example, right? Maybe someone driving around a $200,000 car has no money or Bitcoin to their name and just wants to impress the masses. And then you have wealthy people driving in an old beat-up 20-year-old car just to stay incognito so they don't get the attention of the spotlight because they understand the spotlight will be their doomsday or whatever, because then they'll start looking into them deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You starting to feel what I'm saying? Fool me 3 times, the baseball bat comes out. I got some Louisville Sluggers. Blender just broken the bullish flag right on. Elon and Peter started PayPal, now amongst the richest in the world. One is only rich when it can be spent. Well, that's your definition there, Rudy. You can't buy health, and no point being the richest man in the grave. Well, one thing the riches monetarily can get you is help you with good health because you can afford all the expensive things that the poor people can't afford to be healthy, like eating organic fruits and veggies, which is not cheap. Affording tools, like saunas and things like this to detox, to be able to buy the supplements that you need. Not cheap. I just spent $600 on supplements on Amazon the other day. $600. For the month's supply. It's not cheap being healthy. The actual Jones would broke because my family fought for the money. Look at the house in Bel Air. It is a home you will never afford to buy. Please read my previous comment, JV. You got it, Oracle. And sorry, I probably skipped over a lot of comments. Oh, one message was retracted. The other one says, man, I see quite a few deleted. Okay, so trafficking and election fraud seems to be what he was indicted with. He would never have gotten indicted if he didn't go against Kamala's criminals. Well, respect to him if he did go against Kamala's criminals. And of course, that would make sense if they were to make an example out of him. So appreciate the insights there. Welcome everyone on the stream. I know I'm just ranting. We're about to dive into our feature story of the day, based around Max Keiser and Stacy Herbert, their most recent interview. I'll be sharing some of their price targets as well, and all goodness coming out of El Salvador. Please do repost the stream, spread the word, let people know we're live. I'm going to check the X feed one more time. Here's why Mayor Trash Adams got kicked out, says Charlene. He complained about the pressure on New York to keep taking 216,000 new migrants and 20 billion NYC deficit current in 2024. 12 billion deficit. Well, thank you for sharing there. I just read that. Steven says, we doing it. Brooklyn! Where's Brooklyn at? I got some bad news. Oh, man, why'd I watch this thing the other day? Remind me to discuss it. It's regarding Biggie Smalls. I'll discuss it on the uncensored version of the pod when we're done with the news because of the subject matter. It's not something I should probably be talking about on YouTube. But remind me, brother, being we're talking about Brooklyn. But it's kind of disappointing news. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Well, welcome everyone on the stream. Repost, spread the word. We're about to dive into our feature story of the day, and then we'll dive into our Q&A segment, followed by the uncensored extended version of the pod. Here we go. Let me get one more sip. One more sip.
Okay, we will continue to grow. Let it flow, 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 flow.
Habib says, even if you're rich, you can only eat one loaf of bread a day. That's a lot of carbs to eat, brother. It's a lot of bread. I couldn't imagine eating a whole loaf. 1111, happy 1111. Thanks for that, moon jumper. Respect. You know we get the 1111 vibes. Anyways, here we go. Now for our feature story of the day, fam. El Salvador's future lies in its Bitcoin reserves, according to Stacy Herbert and Max Keiser, the one and only. Shout out Max and Stacy. As you know, I'm a huge fan of the two. It's actually my favorite power couple in crypto, or I should say in Bitcoin, hands down. They were just recently interviewed from this news source, De Dinero, if I'm pronouncing that one right. And I'm going to read you some of the highlights. And before we dive into the content matter here, I also want to read you one of the quotes from Max regarding some of his predictions. I shared this a while back, though. This was like a year ago, but nonetheless still relevant because we haven't hit the targets yet. Here's what he wrote. Bitcoin is designed to be attacked. So when the EU says we'll need to attack the price of Bitcoin, that is music to the Bitcoiner ears because all the attacks mean greater hash rate, greater security, and higher prices. Bitcoin is designed to be attacked, and the more you attack it, the higher the price goes. So we welcome the EU attacks, the IMF, and Christine Lagarde, and the central banks and Federal Reserve Bank. Please attack me so that my price can go to 100,000, 200,000, 1 million per coin. Thank you. No, thank you, Max. I know it's destiny. I know it will happen. Only a matter of time. All we have to do is hodl. So here we go. El Salvador is currently sitting on 5,884 Bitcoin in its state reserves, according to data published by the National Bitcoin Office of El Salvador on bitcoin.gov.sv. In respect to them for, publicly giving us this info so you can actually see what they really hold as a reserve. Pretty lit. Now, for Max, President Bukele's chief Bitcoin advisor, these holdings are a reflection of the bright future for El Salvador, as Max believes that all countries in the world will adopt the Bitcoin standard in the coming years. Let me repeat that. All countries in the world. And strategic reserves will put the nation ahead. Let's go. Adopting the Bitcoin standard will mean that all products will be priced in the digital currency, and transactions for all products will be made in that currency. We're talking about the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is perfect money. Gold is a very good it says gold is very good as a form of money, but it's not as good as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is perfect as a form of money. Preach. The future of El Salvador is in its Bitcoin reserves. It is a gateway to the future of El Salvador, and the more it has, the brighter the future is. That is why people buy Bitcoin every day. It is like when an individual saves Bitcoin, they are expectant for the future because their purchasing power increases. And great point. Your purchasing power in Bitcoin is mathematically guaranteed to continue to increase as it has been for the past 15 years. And your purchasing power of the dollar is mathematically guaranteed to decrease as it has been since the inception of the fiat Ponzi monopoly tulip bulb mania money. In this context, it's important to bring a bit of history to the table and understand why. Gold and Bitcoin are considered good safe haven assets. For centuries, gold has been seen as the best form of money due to its characteristics such as its durability over time and its difficulty to be mined, which ensures that it loses little value over time, and that is its scarcity has made storing this metal mean having wealth that remains almost the same over the years. However, although it has good characteristics, gold is very difficult to transport. So it was decided to create what we know today as paper money, which in previous centuries served as a representation of gold holdings that were difficult to transport. Shortly after that event, governments decided to centralize the world gold reserves as well as the issuance of paper money. However, the year that marked the destiny of what we know today as 1971, a period in which the U.S. President Richard Nixon suspended the gold monetary regime. Boo! It was decided that paper money would not be backed by anything. Throw tomatoes at that guy. And although there were people who own a lot of gold today, most people only know paper money. Preach. Which, as it has no emission controlled by the governments, as it's infinite, only grants inflation and devaluation, and it keeps the slave race enslaved. Real talk. Bitcoin emerged as a solution to the constant devaluation of money, as it works on a completely decentralized technology, which works if all users with nodes approve the transactions, which constantly increases the difficulty for its issuance and is limited to 21 million units. In other words, it is completely scarce, offering true scarcity. The first time in human history we have perfect money with true scarcity, family, and which cannot be changed because it is motherfucking immutable. Can I get an amen? The latter in detail is what makes it an improved version of gold, as it is conditioned by the movements of supply and demand. With a limited supply, any increase in demand will increase in its value. Damn straight. Now, everyone, quoting Keiser, is moving towards the Bitcoin standard, just like we used to be on a gold standard. You had gold in your treasury that you would trade with other countries. And countries with a lot of gold did a lot of trading and grew and became bigger countries. On a Bitcoin standard, El Salvador will have Bitcoin in reserves in their treasury to trade with other countries because no other country will accept fiat. They don't want paper money, and they're looking to accept gold. And Bitcoin is demonetizing gold the same way gold demonetized silver. Now, El Salvador has designed a daily Bitcoin purchase strategy, buying 1 coin per day. In this regard, Stacy Herbert, director of On BTC, said that this action is a sign of the Salvadoran president's vision, referring to Bukele, quoting her here. It is step by step. In the long scheme of history, this is an extraordinary, rapid transformation of El Salvador. But every day you have to add and build on that vision. And the vision is always upward. Step by step, you go upward. She also noted that the nation is the most transparent on the issue, as anyone can know how much Salvador owns El Salvador. That's right, quoting her again. El Salvador is now the most transparent government in the world because you can see our strategic reserves. Do we know how many dollars the United States prints? Do we know how much gold the Fed keeps? Nope. We don't know that information, and we are not authorized to know. Instead, everyone in the world can go to the bitcoin.gov.sv site, and they can see the reserves of El Salvador. Stacy Herbert makes some great points here. Now, finally, the president's advisors stated in the coming months, the on BTC will focus on the creation of Bitcoin banks. Bitcoin banks, please stand up, which are important for generating capital markets. The government had already proposed a private investment bank in the Legislative Assembly, which will allow investors to grant loans to any of the legal currencies, dollars, or Bitcoin. Imagine being able to borrow against your Bitcoin and then paying off the loan and getting your Bitcoin collateral back. Well, that's happening with the Bitcoin banks in El Salvador. Quoting them here, quoting Max. El Salvador is attracting investments because it'll be the first country with a Bitcoin bank. That means that entrepreneurs can use their Bitcoin as collateral to implement some leverage in their companies. Just because you have Bitcoin as your base layer doesn't mean you have to make leverage efforts. And with a Bitcoin bank that allows you to deposit your Bitcoin and lend with your Bitcoin, you have the opportunity to create new companies. As a part of how capitalism works, Bitcoin is perfect capital. Preach. So there you go, yo. And as I pointed out, please attack me so that Bitcoin can go to 100,000, 200,000, 1 million per coin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the Keisers and the latest with what I just shared with you. And shout out Bukele again, El Salvador, the rest of the fam. Shout out everyone just tuning in, and welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. I heard Bukele is pronounced. Don't say it, Toasty Toast. Don't say it. That's blasphemy, brother. There's not the brightest. Germany, I'm thinking 100,000 by Christmas. Bring it. I'm thinking 125 G's, baby. What do you guys think? The law dictates they have to sell confiscated assets. You're referring to the states. They sold 50,000 BTC and netted 2.9 billion, and they waited 6 weeks. It would have been 3.3 billion. Ouch, the price you pay to dump. With the fractional share model, the U.S., the other countries can't say, but it is just digital BSA. Word. Marcus agrees. Let me go ahead and end the poll. We've had a poll up since the beginning of the stream. I asked the $1 million question. When will Bitcoin hit an all-time high, with the current all-time high being 73.8? And the results are in. 51% of you say October, right around the corner. 18% of you say January, 16% of you say November, and 14% of you say December. Well, there you have it, yo. There you motherfucking go. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to continue with the uncensored version of the podcast, exclusive on X and Rumble. So if you're on YouTube, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the f out of here. Head on over to the Rumble, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. Again, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. Let's go. Yeah, YouTube stream should be finishing